UNICEF has asked over 12,000 children between the ages of 9 and 18 for their views ahead of World Children's Day. Their survey found 45% of children in 14 countries felt they are not being heard by adults and world leaders, and that they are not trusted to make good decisions. Topics that also weigh heavily on the minds of children include violence against children, terrorism, mistreatment, poverty and poor education. UNICEF Australia representative Jennifer Tierney referred to the findings as disconcerting. To know that those are the things that are top of mind for so many kids across the world is a really heavy message, Ms. Tierney said. It's something as adults we have to take up and consider as we build a future for them. Children can shape the future. Ms. Tierney believes children's perspectives must be included in the decisions that will shape the future. In Australia, Ms. Tierney said adults and leaders can address some of the concerns felt by children, by letting them take over key roles. The push is inspired by United Nations Universal Children's Day, which is celebrated on November 20. It marks the date that the Declaration of the Rights of the Child was adopted by the UN in 1959. To celebrate this year, the theme is Kids Take Over, and children are encouraged to be allowed to take over classrooms, assemblies and key roles in the political and entertainment fields to be allowed to have their voices heard. Children should be consulted in political decision-making. UNICEF They will also help to fundraise for millions of other children who are unprotected, live in extreme poverty and without education. The wave of action is being welcomed by world leaders as well as high-profile stars like footballer David Beckham, who is lending his support to the initiative. If we can do that as educators, as parents, and as adults in general, that's a great first step, Ms. Tierney said. As far as politicians in Australia are concerned, consultation with children should be an important and integral part of political decision-making. Despite the fact that children can't necessarily vote, most children anyway, they should be consulted when decisions are being made. Push for greater child protections in Australia. Children in Australia, particularly from Aboriginal and Torres Straits Islander communities, continue to face many challenges. Currently, there are calls for the federal government to change the juvenile justice system after a royal commission into youth detention made over 200 recommendations, including the closure of the Don Dale Detention Centre and a 10-year strategy to address child protection. Children protection charity Brave Hearts founder Hetty Johnston said another challenge for children in Australia is the family law system when there are allegations of UAL assault or harm being perpetrated against the child. Our system's lack of ability to actually properly deal with that complaint leaves these children exposed to enormous danger, she told SBS News. We haven't got our act together around how to listen to them, how to believe them and how to action protection for them.